Hey everyone, the chosen individual here with another video. Now today's video is going to be centered on reactor safety. Again, particular reason, nothing really. I just had this set performed. I had this set built for a long time, and I realized I hadn't used it, so I put it to the test. So today we're going to be taking a look at effective and safe reactor monitoring. Now I know you want my... God damn it. Now I know what you might be thinking. Bro, I'm gonna call it now. Bro, that's super easy. Just click on the panel and watch the temperature. No! You're doing it wrong. Mainly because, one, your cursor can't be everywhere at the same time. And number two, well, who wants to do that? I just want to take a glance over and see. I don't care. Anyways, so, yeah. One thing that I do want to talk about really quickly before we get into the video is that I realized that my videos kind of get an average number of views, but the view time is like really small. I don't know why. Like it's like 39 seconds. So for example, my plutonium based RBMK video will have like 40 views, but the total view time will be like 3 minutes. So I don't know what that happens. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. It would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, so the first step to effective reactor monitoring is a good control room setup. Now, obviously it depends on your type of reactor. As you see here, we have my example, the reactor RBMK that we built in the last video. It's not actually running for obvious reasons. It hasn't even got fuel inside of it. But just assume that it is running. All right? Just imagine that it is running. And so today we're going to use this example on how to monitor your reactors. So obviously there would be mods, other mods or other ways to monitor your reactor and make them automated. But I'm not going to go over that today. I'm just going to go over the good old basics. So as I was saying, the first step is a good control room setup. Now, as you can see, my setup isn't very good. It's just out in the open. Well, no, it's just out in the open. No one but me. So obviously, you would want to decorate your control room a little bit more. And well, maybe have chairs or stuff. I think I have Mr. Crayfish's. Yep. Furniture mode installed. So I can, for example, get a wooden chair and sit down while I monitor my reactors. So the second step, especially for the RVMK, is to always have some sort of visual cue as for how much heat your reactor is producing, the average depletion, things like that. And as you can see, the main way to do that, or the RBMK at least, is through these. The monitoring columns, let's call them. Now, some of you may not know how to use it, but all you need to do is just select all of your reactor. I don't think there's any button that selects all of them. You can select all control rods, but you can't select all the columns. So just select all of those. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. And now up here you can set them to different things. You can set them to monitor average column temperature. You can set them to monitor average control rod extraction, fuel depletion, xenon poisoning, which is especially useful for things like reactor reactors where xenon can build up, fuel temperature, and just nothing. So once you have selected your desired setting, let's say I want to monitor especially how extracted that control rod is. Now, after selecting it, all you need to do is go over here and press the assign button. And it will be automatically assigned. As you can see, if I type in 100, which will completely, oh shoot, which will completely pull out the rod. As you can see, the monitoring system here will tell me the extraction of that specific control rod. It really depends on how many you set. For example, if you set, hold on, let me just put that rod back down. Butterfingers. Anyways. Whoa. Okay, there we go. And, well, if you want to monitor multiple control rods, then, well, the monitor average control rod extraction is your friend. Well, it is really the only way to monitor control rod extraction other than just looking on the panel. But, so let's select all control rods. I'm going to show you that real quick. When I set into that, say 45%, which is saying that some people have it at. And as you can see, it'll tell me the extraction of those control rods. So instead of going into the panel and actually clicking on it and looking, I just have to look here and know that it will, and well, it will automatically tell me, hey, the control rods are this percent extracted. Same goes for fuel temperatures, xenon poisoning, and depletion. So, for example, if I put, wait, I think it gives it to me. No, okay. So let's grab some medium enriched uranium, and let's fill up a couple of these. There we go. Now 3 are filled. And, well, if I do that and set, the depletion will be set to 0. But it didn't really even change, but yeah. And obviously that percentage will increase as your reactor runs for more and more and more, and your fuel starts to deplete. Same goes for temperature, same goes for other things. Hold on. Okay, now the second step is, for the RBMK at least, is knowing how to use the fuel crane. The fuel crane is an excellent way of not needing to touch any radioactive material. Now, I'm pretty sure that in real life, instead of shutting the reactor off for maintenance and just replacing all rods in one, the rods that start to get especially depleted, they just pick up with the fuel crane and put in the storage columns or the spent fuel pools. So, I'm gonna grab one rod, the rod that I just placed on the left slot. As you can see, the slot emptied. And how you control this crane is very easy. You just move around with the arrow keys, and to place or extract a rod from a column, you just press enter once it's above it. And I'm going to take that fuel rod, and I'm just going to gingerly place it into my storage column. And as you can see, if I, let me just first move the fuel crane out of the way. There we go. If you don't want to have to use a hazmat tool all the time, I recommend the fuel crane. It's not very expensive. You do it the same way as the RBMK console. You just need the RBMK crane console, which is made with 4 RBMK deco blocks, 1 military grade circuit board tier for tier 3, and 1 boron ingot. And you just grab your RBMK console linking device. So hold on, let me show you. So as you can see, the fuel crane is gone. Shift click, that sets the position, and click again, and the fuel crane is back. So yeah, that's how you set it. And yep, if I go over here, as you can see, the fuel rod that we pulled out of this slot is now in there. Now, you can use hoppers to put those automatically into spent fuel pools, but it is very inefficient. So I guess you'll see what you're gonna do. Okay, so the next step to effective reactor monitoring is to have a good emergency shutdown. Now, for most reactors, it's pretty straightforward since the system gives you an emergency shutdown by default. For example, for the RBMK, it's the scram button down here in the bottom left. You just need to click it twice. Well, let me just wait for the rods to really come out, and then I'll show you so you can actually see what they do. Okay, there we go. Rods are completely out, and just hit the scram button, and as you can see, the rods will automatically go in all the way. Now, because these rods are graphite tipped, it is common for reactivity increases to amount when you insert loads of control rods at the same time. But for the most part, for me, it hasn't been a big problem. So why would yours be? So for the Zernox reactor, it's just pushing the off button. For the big nuclear reactor, it's practically exactly the same. For the research reactor, again, just lower the control rods. By the way, for the research reactor, you can use the reactor remote control block, which will basically allow you to control your reactor from afar. So that's useful to a certain degree. For the fusion reactor, again, just turn it off. And for the dark fusion core, it is a little more complicated because you need to cut power to the emitter so that the reactor will stall combustion and not explode. But of course, you'll almost never end up in a situation where you need to use the emergency shutdown if you know what you're doing. It's just good to have it just in case you don't know what you're doing, like me. But yeah. So that's that's practically all the steps to basic reactor monitoring. Of course, for the emergency shutdowns, you can also just eject fuel, but I don't recommend it because one, it is very dangerous, and two, well, ejecting all fuel rods during a runaway reaction will leak radiation everywhere onto you. So if you don't have a good hazmat suit, you'll probably die. And it'll take ages to take out all of the rods by hand. And by that time, the reactor is probably melted. So unless you have enough friends to all eject the fuel at the same time, I don't recommend it. Just hit the scram and hope for the best. And that's what you gotta do sometimes. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Once again, if I'm gonna mention that I am doing a poll to see if you guys would like me to do an HBM's Nuclear Tech Mod Survival series, and we'll be walking you through the progression. So leave it in my community tab. Is the poll. And you can vote there whether you would enjoy it or not, depending on your preferences, whether you find these types of videos useful or whether you like more entertainment. And I think that's all I've got to say. So, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. More cool content will be posted, of course, if I see that this channel is even worth my time. But don't be scared, if you guys show me good feedback, then I will continue making these videos happily. Also, content is coming a lot faster now because I finished school and Christmas is coming up. I don't actually know what I'll do for a Christmas special. Anyways, see you later, and I hope you had a good time. Peace out, gamers.